right-footed copy. Oh! Bang! That one goes down. Champions! He takes that chance. Aguero!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Sports Fans Network. I am the CHALL, and today we're going to be talking about a new signing over in League Two, Port Vale. Now, Rekeem Harper, the central midfielder and West Brom youth product, has signed a deal until the end of the season with the Valiants under the management of Darren and looking to bounce back to League One at the first time of asking since their relegation at the end of the previous campaign. Now, before we get started with this video, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. We're on the road to try and get to those first 100 subs on SFN. We're trying to really build the channel up as much as possible. We've had some incredible videos on the channel. We've spoken about Boston. We did an inside scoop on Cheshire United with the chairman. We spoke to Saeed TV. Got plenty more collaborations to come, so make sure you do stay tuned for more. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into this video on the signing of Rekeem Harper at Port Vale. So as per the club's website, Port Vale Football Club are delighted to confirm the signing of Rekeem Harper in a deal that will see the midfielder stay at Vale Park until July 2025. Harper is a product of the West Brom Academy and went on to play 42 times for the Baggies across the Premier League, Championship and domestic cup competitions. 13 of those appearances were in the West Midlands promotion to the Premier League during the 2020-2021 season. During his time at the Hawthorns, he was experiencing loan spells at Blackburn Rovers and with West Brom rivals Birmingham City before a permanent move to League One's Ipswich Town in June 2021. Whilst at Ipswich Town, Rekeem spent 4 months on loan at Crewe Alexandra and a season-long loan at Exeter City before making a move to Burton Albion, where he would spend just the 1 season. Now, manager Darren has had his words on this new player, this new signing, and he said this: Rekeem is a player I've been lucky to know for some time, and I'm delighted we're welcoming him to Vale Park. His ability to control the midfield and contribute not just in attack, but defensively, fits perfectly into our plans and what we want to achieve on the pitch. He's very capable, versatile player who reads the game effectively. I believe he'll be a valuable asset for us throughout the season on and off the pitch. So let's have a bit of an analysis into Rekeem Harper. So what have we found with looking at this guy? Well, he's, for me, best suited as a box-to-box or a deep-line playmaker. In my opinion, his best role is in a team or a system that will allow him to push forward in possession, use his strength in transition. He best suits high-tempo pressing teams, which Port Vale do have. They do have their triggering of the press in most situations. They're quite high on tempo as well, so I think it's a pretty good system for him to fit in with at Vale Park. He's a dynamic, versatile midfielder. He can drive forward quite well with the ball on his best day. He can initiate offensive transitions. He's got a strong physical presence and good ball carrying abilities and skills. He plays often as a link between defence and attack. So again, he could play in the 6, could play in the 8. I think he combines his technical ability well with his athleticism to cover ground effectively and quickly. He does really well at carrying the ball through the midfield, breaks lines with his dribbling, possesses a solid range of passing. He can switch the play or help to switch the play as well. He can keep possession quite well. His strength and his height allows him to keep possession well and to keep it effectively and with a purpose. It makes him an effective player in duel situations or duels. He can shield the ball very well as well. Now, in terms of where I think he can improve on, his influence can sometimes wane in certain matches or consistent amount of matches, which affect his overall impact. So occasionally he does need to, really keep that consistency going. He can hold on to the ball too long sometimes. So maybe in a high tempo pressing system, he needs to learn when to release it and when to keep it, which can lead, of course, to turnovers. And he can also improve in terms of his positioning and defensive discipline, especially playing in the deeper role. So in that sort of 6 role, if he's playing in the 6 of the double pivot, he needs to improve on his defensive capabilities. But overall, I think he's got the potential ability to be a really good player in this league, and I think that he's got a really good opportunity to do well at Port Vale. So let's share my thoughts on Rekeem Harper at Port Vale. He, like I said, overall, he, for me, will do better as the 8 rather than as the 6. I think he's worse as the 6 than he is at the 8. I see him as the box-to-box in the double pivot at Port Vale. Obviously, this transfer makes sense in terms of a geographical sense, in terms of linking with the manager. We know that Darren Moore is ex-West Brom, and obviously we all remember Darren Moore when he was West Brom caretaker manager, first of all, when he took over. Obviously, West Brom were relegated that season, but he did get that famous win over Jose Mourinho and Manchester United to basically hand the inevitable Premier League title over to Pep Guardiola and Manchester City that year. So we know that Darren Moore has this West Brom connection. We knew he was West Brom manager before coming to, believe it or not, Doncaster Rovers as manager. Of course, he had spells at Sheffield Wednesday, etc. So Darren Moore's got that West Brom link, and obviously Rekeem Harper is an example of that West Brom link. I do feel like it could be a good move. Like I said, obviously free agents, there is that fitness risk of getting them up to scratch as quickly as possible or as securely as possible. We don't know how this is going to work in terms of the fitness levels, in terms of where he's currently at. Obviously, he had a bit of time. He's been a free agent for a little bit of time. This is a deal until the end of the season, so they can reassess it at the end of the season. Does he fit into a squad that potentially could be promoted this season? Because I think it's fair to say that Port Vale are going to be in that top 3 mix this year. I've got no doubts about that Port Vale will be in the automatic mix this season. There's quite a few teams that could be in the mix this year. And if we're talking just in the league for a second, Port Vale, obviously I'm going to say Doncaster Rovers, Walsall have been quite a good team this year. I think Barrow could be still in that mix if they just keep the consistency going. And there's plenty of other teams that are in that mix as well. I think Bradford could have a chance if they keep their consistency going. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here with this one. I think that, like I said, I think the midfielder has a really good link with West Brom and Darren Moore. I think the midfielder will succeed in the Port Vale system. I think it can really work as part of a partnership in the midfield. Obviously, we know Port Vale has kind of gone with the 3-4-1-2 system. So, Rekeem Harper, I believe, has played in midfields involved in 3-back and 4-back systems in the past, or 3-5-back and 4-back systems. So he isn't a stranger to different systems in terms of what's behind him and what's in front of him, and at the side of him as well. So I think he's got that bit of pedigree and that bit of versatility about him. Like I say, he's a good ball carrier. He's quite comfortable on the ball as well on his best day. He has got his inconsistencies. He has had his setbacks in terms of injury in the past. He has limited impact on numerous occasions. I think that's fair to say. So obviously with a team like Port Vale, he's coming in to cover some midfield options, some players that might be injured. So in terms of minimum rotational option, I think he's got the experience to be that. And on his best day, if he can consistently deliver on his best day, he is potentially an amazing midfielder for League 2 and could make the step up to League 1 as well, again. For me, I feel like, obviously, free agents, the fitness ain't going to be up to scratch compared to the rest of the squad, but I do feel as if Rekeem has this opportunity to really delve into the Port Vale squad, really integrate with them well, and deliver something special with them. Because I do think Port Vale could be in for a special year this year. So I think that Rekeem Harper overall is a very good signing. I do rate the transfer. I do rate that it's going to be a deal to the end of the season. I do think that, for me, it's a deal that will suit Port Vale in terms of covering that midfield depth to the end of the season at the very least. And like I said, for me personally, I feel like it's going to be a solid transfer in terms of the free agency market. And I honestly, like I said, I do think he's a solid midfielder for that level. So I think that overall it's a decent transfer. Obviously, fitness levels, consistency of impact, defensive capabilities, everything like that's got to come under consideration when it comes to his potential impact going forward consistently. So on the initial basis, a good signing. Long term, for the rest of the season, Let's see how it pans out, and let's see how much his consistency can make an impact on a potential Port Vale promotion. But that is going to be it on this video from Rekeem Harper joining Port Vale. Good luck goes to Rekeem Harper. Good luck at Port Vale, obviously apart from when you play Doncaster Rovers. But in all seriousness, good luck when you play at Port Vale this season. I wish you all the best. I wish Port Vale all the best, of course. And it's going to be very interesting to see how much impact he can make. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, and for now, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now, and that is full time here on SFM. We'll see you later tonight for the FA Cup review.
Right foot to cover.